Hello, this is Pastor Rick, and I want to welcome you to the Sunday Forum on this Sunday, July the 31st, where we're going to focus in on a growth spurt, growth at Emmanuel Academies, and I want to thank Howard Isaacson for joining me for this conversation. Welcome to the Sunday Forum, Howard.
It is great to be here again.
Now, I'm going to talk about Emmanuel Academies in terms of the seminary, because that's basically what we're going to focus in on today, is our seminary activities, our lifting up of leaders for congregations. And I'm kind of excited because the numbers are growing, the excitement's growing, the programs are growing, and I know you're excited too, Howard.
Absolutely. So we always say God is in the numbers, and our numbers are growing drastically. We've got 15 new students joining us in September, bringing our total number of students actually studying and pursuing degrees to 42.
Okay, we're going to dive into those numbers in a second, but many of the people here at Emmanuel know the work of the seminary, Emmanuel Academies, the seminary work, through Beatrice.
Correct.
Beatrice D'Angelo, our resident pastor. She's up front every Sunday. And so before we dig into the numbers, we want to hear from one of our future students, Sean Chapman from New York, who is coming down. He's visiting us, and he is excited about our D-Min program. That's a Doctor of Ministry. Sean, I want to welcome you to Emmanuel. It's great to have you here. Tell us, how did you hear about Emmanuel Academies and the Doctor of Ministry program?
Thank you so much, and warm greetings to your Emmanuel community. I heard about this program through my friend who I work with in ministry that was connected to you, Richard, and I've been so impressed with this program. I'm a pastor in New York City. I'm a campus pastor at a Lutheran school. And in my spare time, I'm a missionary pastor working in cross-cultural missions. And so I'm very excited to be a part of this D-Min program. I'm hopeful that I know that God can use it to grow and strengthen my ministry and equip me in ways that I'm not even yet expecting.
The Doctor of Ministry is really focused on a project to help your ministry, as you were saying. Do you have any ideas?
I do have several ideas in that vein of cross-cultural urban missions, which I will be working on refining. I know I've got to narrow it down, so I can't do everything, but I've got several ideas in mind.
Again, where is your ministry located?
Yes. So I do ministry in Maspeth, Queens, New York, as well as Whitestone, Queens, New York. I work with a church called Emmanuel with an I. So I think God's connecting us together for something great here.
Sean, once again, it's great that you could come down and visit the congregation so that we could talk about your program and Emmanuel Academies, but above all, your leadership in your congregational ministry. So thanks for being with us.
Yes, and thank you. And I just want to say to the Emmanuel communities, investing in people like you're doing, investing in me, is an investment in God's kingdom. You don't know the ripple impact that investing one person's life that can have on so many others. So thank you to the community and to Emmanuel Academy for welcoming me into this program.
Thanks, Sean. And now let's go back and talk with Howard Isaacson. But Howard, you started to introduce us to some of those numbers, and you talked about 42 students. Say more about what excites you about that number of 42 students.
So, as most folks know, our first Master of Divinity student came from Rwanda, identified by Pastor Frank Lee on a trip to Rwanda that this congregation had funded. From that first student in Rwanda, we now have approximately 14 or 15 students in Rwanda studying with our faculty, utilizing our models. The bishop in Rwanda was our first Doctor of Ministry student this past September. And we're thrilled about that. and he has recommended 4 new students to join our program this September. Our program has really served the Lutheran Church of Rwanda in growing their leadership base and building their skill sets.
So we've talked about this as our global mission project here at Emmanuel, where we're actually forming and training all the Lutheran pastors with MDivs in the Lutheran Church in Rwanda, but internationally, we're also working in Latin America as well. Can you tell us about that, Howard?
Correct. So, over the last few years, we've had students and continue to have students in Venezuela. The Bishop of Guatemala, the Lutheran Church of Guatemala, is one of our students. The bishop in Venezuela has, for the first time, recommended one of his leadership team members to join our Master of Divinity program. So we have an additional student coming out of Venezuela, handpicked by the bishop there. In El Salvador, where we had been working closely over the last few years with a couple of prospective candidates, Bishop Gomez has recommended to us 2 students, one for our Master of Divinity program and one for our Doctor of Ministry program. We are so thrilled that we are meeting the needs of these national churches. Also extremely exciting is our continued blossoming relationship with Churchwide and Churchwide leadership. Rick, I think it's wonderful to share that the Emmanuel Academies leadership team has been invited to sit side by side with the ELCA Seminary leaders at the end of September in Chicago. And this is a meeting called by Churchwide and our bishop to basically help spur ELCA seminaries to raise up leaders that they may not necessarily be serving well at this particular point in time.
So let's summarize. We're growing internationally in Latin America, in various places where the Lutheran Church is growing and in need of new leaders. We're also growing in Rwanda, this initial project which has just blossomed and prospered. That's internationally. And here nationally, 42 students, that's included in the total numbers, but about 10 to 15 new students a year, both U.S. students and international students. But I like what you said, that the ELCA seminary leaders are inviting us to, well, take a look at possibly how we might collaborate together. That's all very exciting. So we're going through this growth spurt. So what's our biggest challenge?
Well, we need resources, of course, to work with and serve all of our students. Our students, incoming students this September, include 6 Doctor of Ministry students, including 4 from the Florida Bahamas Synod, and of those 4, 2 are from Emmanuel.
Who might they be?
We've got, of course, Pastor Will and Pastor Jose, both of whom sit on our board and are really excited to be able to actually participate in our educational programs.
So where we before had MDiv and BA as our 2 programs to lift up congregational leaders, now we're offering a new program. We've expanded to the Doctor of Ministry, and this is going to help us, I think, spread the word about our other programs, because once pastors get excited about what they're experiencing, they're going to pass that on to their congregants as well.
Exactly.
We do need support to maintain this sort of growth. Our vision is to have 50 to 60 students, 3 to 4 faculty members who cover those students, and we're very excited about that trajectory.
Exactly.
Now, I often have said, you know, what we offer here at the seminary, here at Emmanuel, is accessibility. That's our new program. It's just more accessible, it's more affordable, it is more flexible and relevant. But it really, Howard, all depends on the vibrancy of this congregation. We're taking the life, the excitement, the missional focus of Emmanuel Lutheran Church, and we're using it to form new leaders in the future.
Absolutely. And those leaders are working and practicing in other ELCA churches here in Florida and beyond. leveraging the skills and capabilities that they are learning and learning from Emmanuel and its congregation. And we're so excited about that.
So we need your prayers, we need your support. Pass on the good work that we're doing here together, because this is your seminary. And yes, we're going through a growth spurt. Let's keep this work in prayer. Howard, thanks for joining us on the
My
Sunday
pleasure.
Forum. Thanks
Absolutely.
for you joining us as well. God bless. Bye-bye now.